So last time out, I covered the recent news revolving around Aquapups, in which we found out that Skye and Coral are long-lost cousins. A pretty significant revelation, as we know very little about the main 6 pups in terms of their backstories, plus if they had family members. 2 of the most common questions waiting to be answered about them, which now we know about Rubble and Chase getting backstories, and now Skye getting a family member. With Skye and Coral, it sheds a bit of light into the category of the pups having family members, and now it seems like the family trend is continuing onto another character, Rubble, which will surface in his own spin-off show now titled Rubble And Crew. For today, we'll be diving into everything that was revealed for this spin-off and some questions that still need to be answered. With that said, let's get straight into it. So the images that I'm about to show come from Spin Master's virtual Investors Day presentation, and the funny thing about this is that this presentation happened in May. And now we're in September and these are just being found. This has been under our noses for nearly 5 months now. I saw this presentation when it was released, but I didn't see any of this. I gotta get my eyes checked or something. Anyway, like I said earlier, the spin-off is now titled Rubble and Crew, and as you can see, it is the same image that we got a few months prior, with the reveal that Rubble was the main character. Here's a comparison of the two for reference. Now, I'm pretty sure that this isn't going to be the final poster for the spin-off. It's more of a placeholder until the new and final one is finished. Similar to the poster of the Mighty movie when it was first announced, and then a few months later we got the actual poster for the movie. Also in this image, if you look toward the top left, we have an updated release date for the spin-off, which has now been updated to release in spring 2023. My best guess is either March, April, or May as to when the spin-off will drop. Sliding over to the right, we have what appears to be Rubble's ultimate rescue vehicle. Let me just say that I don't think the spin-off is going to use this vehicle. Why? Well, think back to Aquapups a few days ago when we got the Whale Patroller, which is the mainline vehicle for the sub-series. But why use it when you already got the Sea Patroller and the Sub Patroller? Only one reason can: the root of all evil. Even though Rubble's ultimate rescue vehicle is a good fit for the spin-off, I think it's going to get replaced by something new for merch purposes and profit. The last thing in this image you're really going to want to pay attention to is at the bottom where it states Meet the Family, and we get our first look at 2 new Bulldog characters who presumably are part of Rubble's family. Let's start with the one on the left, who is a male. No eyelashes is the reason why, and he is a French Bulldog, I think. I'm not the best with types of dog breeds, especially Bulldogs. The one distinctive feature you'll notice about this character is that he has a robotic leg on his left hind leg. Not sure if he has another one on his right, because we can't see it at the moment. And also with this, he becomes the second pup to be disabled in the series, first since Rex, of course. Moving over to the other Bulldog, this one is a female, and I have no clue what type of Bulldog this is. My best bet is an American Bulldog, but honestly, I have no clue. Comment section, could you give me a hand on this one here? There's no info yet on how these 2 are related to Rubble, but the best assumption is either cousins or brother and sister. If you ask me, the latter would be what I want to see. Now, I'm a little mixed on his family appearing in the spin-off because of one little contradiction: Rubble's backstory. If you watch Pups Get a Rubble in Season 1, you'll know that Rubble was a stray at the time and lived on his own, until being taken in by Ryder and the rest of the pups and joined the team. Throughout this backstory in the series, he makes no mention of having a family, so why was he alone anyway? Were they separated or something? You would think that they would stick together, or like I said earlier, Rubble mentioning them in whatever way within the last 9 seasons. Though his family probably weren't even a thought at the time of this, but it's Paw Patrol, what are you gonna do? On top of this, I think Skye and Coral's is done better, in which Skye probably won't know Coral's or long-lost cousin, as Coral's bio states, perhaps until later in the episode. They're most likely going to have to retcon Rubble's backstory a bit just to make this work. Moving on, the attires are pretty nice, with the bone on the side of the pup pack adding an extra detail. One thing I noticed is that Rubble's pup tag symbol has been switched to the top on their hard hats, and the silver-looking paw logo is now on their collars. This kind of reminds me of what they did for Big Truck Pups, and is a bit of a switcheroo when comparing this to the Ultimate Rescue attires as well, specifically Rubble's construction attire. So there you go, that's all the new info that we have gotten for this spinoff as of now, but we aren't done yet. There are a few amount of questions about this spinoff that still need to be answered. First and foremost, how many episodes will this spinoff have? For reference, Paw Patrol with its sub-series normally does 6 episodes per sub-series, so for a spin-off it would make more sense to have more than that. Maybe around 10 being the minimum, or 15 being the maximum is what I'm guessing. On top of the episodes, will they end up being 2 11-minute segment episodes like the series does, adding to a full episode? Or will it be one 22-minute episode? If you ask me, the latter would be the best. The longer, the better. Finally, and most importantly, the rest of the pups themselves and what role they will have in the spinoff. Considering this is about Rubble, I wouldn't be surprised if the pups don't appear at all or have a limited role like a cameo appearance in there. Or I could be completely wrong and the rest of the pups would fill the gaps in Rubble's crew, which I wouldn't mind, by having the pups make select appearances in each episode. Plus, I figure there would be more in Rubble's crew to begin with. 3 doesn't seem to be enough, maybe 4 or 5 would be more beneficiary. Hopefully a synopsis of some kind will give us a better idea of what's going down in the spinoff, and what role the other 5 pups will have. I've noticed that there hasn't been much talk on this since the reveal that Rubble was the main character, plus the recent news that we've gotten, and I think it has to do with Rubble himself not being the most liked character among the older audience. And I bet if this was another pup like the other 5 pups or even Everson Tracker that got this spinoff instead of Rubble, this would be talked about a lot more, but it's the Rubble effect and that's how it's gonna be. It's honestly really unfortunate. But anyway, that's all I got for now. Let me know down in the comments below what your thoughts are on the updates that we've gotten about Rubble and Crew and his family appearing. As always, thank you all for watching, and I will see you all again next time.